Hello and welcome to AM Guitar with me, Anjay. Today we are going to look at the simplest way I have found to play the 12-bar blues using one chord shape and one scale with some augmentations if you're interested. If that sounds good to you, stick around. This video is sponsored by Lead Guitar Toolkit. The key to killer lead guitar playing may already be in your pocket. This 4-in-1 guitarist multi-tool wants to make you a practice addict. With a rock and blues licks library, real feel drum machine, variable key jam tracks and handy scale trainer, this Take Anywhere toolkit makes mastering the fundamentals fun. Plus, it comes with this ebook free. Get yours today at leadguitartoolkit.com. So when I'm playing in the band, I'm playing and singing, so I'm not hugely coordinated when it comes to that. I can't just play anything whilst singing. I have to be able to kind of drop in and out of both mindsets. So I was looking for a really simple way to play 12-bar blues, which I could use in a major or a minor setting. And I found this chord, this dominant 7 chord. Let's just have a little think about the chords themselves and what the different major, minor and 7 chord might sound like. So if we take a major chord, so A major, to make that into a major 7, we flat the 7, which in this case is our little finger. Now we know it's the 7 chord because if we play the major scale, we go the 7th note, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's our 7, and we flat it. So that's the note we're interested to make this sound bluesy. And when I was looking around at kind of chord sheets and things like that, I found this dominant 7, which is a really nice simple triangle shape that takes the 1, the 2, the 3, and this flat 7. And that's our root note. That's if we're playing in an A minor blues. That's our first note. Now our second note in a 12-bar blues progression, 12-bar blues goes 1, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You just move the whole thing down one string, up one string. And then the third chord in the blues, in this case, is going to go, because the 1, 4, 5 is A, D, E. Just slide up. So the whole thing is just. Might want to come down chromatically. My finger position never changes. How easy is that? The brilliant thing about this is it works as a major or a minor blues. So if we now think about what scale we are going to use to solo over this, we're going to start with the minor pentatonic. That's it. So the minor pentatonic. Because this chord isn't happy or sad, minor or major, you can play a major pentatonic over it as well to get a major blues. So we do the major pentatonic by sliding the minor pentatonic down a few frets. Starting with our little finger on the A string, on the E string on the A, the 5th fret. So minor, major. So we get the A chord, the A going. Our minor sounds sad. Our major sounds a bit happier. Kind of country. But like I said, because this chord progression doesn't have a major or a minor feel to it, we can use the same chord progression and play a major or a minor blues. So if I get the chord progression running, and I'll play it in a minor, and then I'll move it down to a major. Now we'll do it in a major. I haven't changed anything about the chord progression. I've just changed where I'm playing that pentatonic scale, that first shape of the pentatonic scale, to be a minor or a major. And that's it. That genuinely, you could play an entire blues with just that. Minor pentatonic and those three chords. To add a little bit of flavour, what we'll do is we'll extend that scale very slightly into the BB box, which I've spoken about in other videos. So on the G string, we slide up 2 frets. So we're playing the 9th fret of the G, and then 8, 10, 8, 10, which allows us to go so that little BB box, BB King could play an entire blues concert in that. And he could just sit there the entire thing and play those 5 notes, and it sound amazing throughout the concert. You can also do that in the major position as well. So and actually, when you're playing, if you want to switch between major and minor, that's often where you'll start from. So you play that little BB box. And then transition into the minor pentatonic, but don't worry about that. So that's kind of extending the scale up the fretboard a bit. Now we can add some more notes as well by adding in the blues scale. And the blues scale adds in 1 extra note, and it's the flat 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, flat 5, which sits in the pentatonic. And it just gives it that slightly bluesier sound. Shall we play it again? And it just adds that bluesier flavour to it. And it doesn't add too much complexity because you're usually bending near that when you're on the G string. So normally you'll bend up to here. You do a half bend. And that sort of thing. But it just adds that slightly a bluesier feel, a bit more flavour to your solos. Now, we can also add an extra note by outlining the chord shape. So if we think about this note, isn't in the pentatonic. It sits below the pentatonic scale that we're playing. And it also appears in the octave here. But because it's in the chord, it will work when you play over the chord. So it adds one extra note we can play that doesn't need to be thought about too much. And then if we want to do that, if we want to do something similar with other notes, think about the D. That note sits outside the scale. So that gives us and the same for the E. Those notes sit slightly outside the normal scale, but fit perfectly. It's just an added extra bit of flavour. But be careful, they only really work. They'll work over the entire progression, but they work best over the chord you're currently playing. If you're playing the G chord, playing the note that you would play for the D doesn't work quite as well. Sort of does, but it feels unresolved. So that for me is the easiest way to drop in and out of kind of that rhythm and lead transition by just using one chord that never changes shape. How easy is that? One chord, one-ish scale, whole 12-bar blues, future ahead of you. Let me know what you think. Are there other chord progressions or rhythm parts that you play that you find easy to sing over? I mean, you can do a kind of, I can get away with stuff like that kind of Stevie Ray Vaughan style thing when I'm singing, but I do find myself getting lost sometimes when I'm playing like that. So I do like just having those. Just makes it so much easier to get away with playing rhythm and lead and singing. It also gives the bass player a really nice range in a three-piece to be able to do other stuff because he's not going to affect the sound of those chords. And if you want to get really clever, you can start moving the chords up to different parts of the neck, those little triads. So to this. Just to make sure you stay away from the bass line a little bit, but that little triad is so great for the blues. Let me know what you think, like, subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers.